Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Natural Effect Podcast. I'm Nate, and today we're going into the organic output with the first episode with Troopz. We're going to go over the interview and just talk about a little bit more depth about what we spoke about. So yeah, we spoke about New York and London being very similar in many ways. You know, they're both cosmopolitan cities. They're both very expensive, lots of population, all different kind of cultures. We're both the center of fashion. And yeah, ultimately we have very similar weather, you know. Doesn't get too hot in the summer, not much summer, but it gets very cold in the winter. So yeah, they're the similarities with London and New York. There is a few differences. One of them being, I think New York has a lot more choices for opportunities. I think London's cleaner as a city. You know, you rarely see trash on the floor in London. It's a pretty clean city, especially compared to New York. I see New York still has a lot of homeless people and a lot of trash on the roads. And yeah, lastly, another difference is obviously the UK is still illegal for cannabis. It's a Class B. In New York, it's completely legal now and recreational. And from what I understand, there's going to be legal dispensaries up and going very soon. So yeah, we spoke about Emirates a lot. Me and Troopz both miss going to the Emirates, living in America. I know he used to visit the Emirates a lot more than I did, but I actually used to go to the Emirates quite often, you know. Before I actually moved to California, I never missed an Arsenal game, not once. Like, I'm talking not live, I'm talking in general watching it. Throughout my whole life, my dad was a big Arsenal fanatic. So is majority of my cousins, my uncles. Majority of them are Arsenal fanatics. And yeah, I never missed a game. So my favourite time at the Emirates was when we beat Barcelona 2-1. We were losing 1-0 and we came back from behind. And that... I remember watching that live, and that was probably my favourite time at the Emirates. My favourite Arsenal game in general was at the Highbury in 2004. We played Liverpool. We were 2-1 down, I remember. And we came back and we won 4-2. And I remember Henry scoring that goal where he got the ball and he took on like 4 or 5, or maybe like 3-4 Liverpool players and just slotted it in. So that's my favourite ever Arsenal game I've been to, which was at Highbury. And my worst Arsenal game I've ever been to was actually at Wembley, and we played Fiorentina I was a kid. I'm pretty sure it was like 2000 or 1999. And we played Fiorentina in the Champions League and they knocked us out of the competition. And it was Batistuta, he scored a blinder from like a weird angle, hit the roof of the net. That was the worst feeling. I'm pretty sure I cried that day. But yeah, me and Troopz also spoke about the differences in English soccer, football. Sorry, guys. All my Europeans hate it when I call it soccer, but you know, the Americans don't understand when I call it football. But yeah, there's a big difference in the Premiership and English football in general compared to the MLS and football in America. I would say obviously there's a lot more tiki-taka in Europe. You know, we concentrate a lot more on short passes, positioning, and yeah, finding space and playing the ball on the floor. Over here, I feel like they play a lot more long ball, a lot more counter-attack. And in general, like, the levels in America are so much worse than, or shall I say, not as good as back in England. Me and Troopz actually spoke about what LAFC would do, and we both agreed that LAFC would be bottom tier championship team. And I honestly think we were being actually very kind to them. And I would say someone like Leyton Orient, who's top of League 2 right now, could actually come to America and give LAFC a good run in the Western Conference for the league. And I've watched some other teams in the MLS. I've watched a few Eastern teams. I've gone and watched live. I'm pretty sure I went and watched LAFC v San Jose Quakes. And honestly, the other team was so bad. They were terrible. I don't even think they would make it professional in England. I think they would struggle against semi-professional teams. And I'm not just saying that. I'm just being completely honest. LAFC, yes, would beat semi-pro teams in England, but some of the worst teams in America are really bad compared to even semi-pro teams in England. Can we still win the league? Can Arsenal still win the league? So me and Troopz done the interview a little bit of a while back, and back then we were very skeptic of winning the league, you know, because we've seen us throw it away before. We don't have much depth, especially compared to a team like Manchester City, and ultimately a player like Haaland, he's on fire right now. He's ready to break all records. So I still say the same thing. We're sitting here in it's December now, and you know, we're going into January with the rest of the half of the league. And as happy as I am, 5 points clear, smashing it, top of the league, I'm still skeptic, and you know, there's still a long way to go. But do I believe we can win it? Sure, of course, I believe we can win it. And if we do, I'll be over the moon. Because it's been a very long time. Current gems. Yeah, we've got a lot of gems in the team right now. The best I've seen the Arsenal team look since 2006, 2007. Martinelli, what a signing. 6 million, unbelievable. I hope we can keep him. He's a true star. I feel like he really loves the club. His agility, his skill, his pace, his football brain, everything is top notch. Saka, I love Saka as well, you know. Always performing for us. Great that he's an English, British guy as well. And yeah, Saka, who I actually never used to like. I actually used to say that I was better than Saka. I remember saying that to a lot of my friends. But Saka has really turned it around, and he's an amazing captain. Well, actually, he's not captain no more. I think he's back being captain, right? Yeah. I remember we took away his captaincy when he was underperforming, and when he, I think he was rude to our fans. But honestly, Saka has got the passion. He's performing unbelievable. He's getting us some important goals. He's amazing right now. Jesus, of course, what a signing from Manchester City. Slot straight in. You know, fits into the team perfect. His finishing's unreal. And yeah, can't ask much more from a striker. Saliba, of course, Odegaard, Ben White, even Ramsdale. Yeah, like I said, we have a great starting 11. The only thing I'm worried about is us having depth. Will we always be a selling club? Well, this is the thing. When we were under David Dein, David Dein wasn't our chairman, but I'm pretty sure he was like head of board or something. What was he? Head of board? When David Dein was around, I felt like we wasn't a selling club, and we made sure we always kept our best players. And from talking to people within Arsenal, I found out that David Dein was the reason we signed a lot of those top-notch players back in the day when Wenger was there for not much money. Now, with having Kroenke in our team as the owner, I think it's going to be hard not to be a selling club. I think even if a crazy offer come in for Martinelli in the summer, we'll probably sell him. It's unfortunate, and I don't think we're going to be a very successful club until we stop selling. On that note, I don't want to be negative because we are performing very greatly this season, and it looks like we have a very positive future ahead of us. So yeah, that's my verdict on will we be a selling club. I hope not, but judging on the past and what's happened in the past, we have been a selling club and we're still under the same ownership. So why would it change? I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. My favourite Arsenal players ever. In order. Thierry Henry. For me, the best ever Premiership player. The best player to ever hit the Premiership, you know. I understand Cristiano Ronaldo was a better overall player than him, even in my opinion. But I'm talking in the Premiership. In the Premiership, for me, Thierry Henry's king. Second, I put Bergkamp, the Iceman. Foot like a magnet. You know, his vision, his technique, his touch, unbelievable. I don't think we've ever seen a player even remotely close to Bergkamp. And I'm not talking about like as good. I'm talking close to what he brought to the game. You know, we haven't seen a player like Bergkamp in a very, very long time. And yeah, my last player out of the three is Patrick Vieira. Nice hashole. Patrick Vieira. What can I say? Underrated big time in my opinion. One of the best centre defensive midfielders that's ever lived. He was skillful. He was good at dribbling, and even though that wasn't his strengths, he had great tackling, great positioning, great passing, kept the team together, leadership. Like Troopz said, you know, you want a player who will run through brick walls. Vieira's that guy. Vieira will run through brick walls. You guys remember the rivalry he had with Roy Keane, and yeah, I used to love those days. But yeah, those are my top 3 Arsenal players ever. And I'm gonna name you guys some interesting facts about Arsenal. Arsenal was actually made by cannon makers in Woolwich in 1886. That's why we're called the Gunners. That's where we got our nickname from. So we were made by cannon makers in Woolwich, which is in South London, and then we moved to North London later on. We are the only team not to get relegated. I'm pretty sure majority of you guys know that. And did you guys also know that Highbury also had a roof on the stadium? Back in those days, when no one had a roof, Highbury had a roof on our stadium, and it was bombed in the war, and that's why we don't have a roof, which is an interesting fact. And finally, I'm going to go into the World Cup. You know, there's a lot of strong teams that have made it through group stage. The Netherlands, we've got Spain who've gone through, England, Argentina, France, Brazil, Croatia. In my opinion, out of the strong teams, I really fancy France, honestly. France or Brazil, but I really fancy France more. I know they haven't been overly performing, but they still have missing players. And I don't know, I've just got that feeling that France is going to bring it home this year. I hope it's England, of course. I hope England win the World Cup. And if it's not England, then I guess I hope America wins it. Even though it's a long shot. Maybe for both teams. And my underdog pick is Japan. Japan are looking amazing right now. And it will be great to go see underdogs like Japan go win it. And that's my pick through the underdogs. And yeah, guys, I want to also let you know tomorrow I will be going live with Troopz on his YouTube channel. Make sure you catch us live. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about the future of Arsenal, the season, World Cup, growing up in North London, and a lot more. Me and Troopz will also be doing a tour in 2006 at the World Cup. As you guys know, the World Cup is hosted in America in 2026. And me and Troopz are going to be hiring out a minibus, and we're going to be travelling everywhere supporting England. And that's going to be epic, and you're going to see it on both our YouTube channels. Guys, have a great night, great day, wherever you're from. Nate, have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.